We've got some really signature things. GH on his Earthshaker. You know, we've got some really fun stuff. And yeah, I mean, this is the second time now I'm seeing this Razor picked up versus Monkey King in the DPC. I'm wondering to see how it's going to be done. I think it was Viking yesterday or the day before that did it, and it was successful. It looked pretty damn good too. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the same. I think Nigma has to play a very clean game though. I see the potential for disaster coming pretty quickly if they start making too many mistakes, because this OG lineup, it scales very hard.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love the fact that Kyle painted it as sort of the OG style. So we're going to have a 5-man movement into OG, starting off with the Fisher Seb. He's going to have to go for a skewer play if he wants out of here, but he's just not going to get the chance to do so. Some chain stuns go down. They give the first blood. That's going to go to Mind Control. They should be able to get 3 bounties out of this, though, if No Tail can stick around long enough, which he should be able to. Grabs that one. On the other side of the map, we've got Mid One, who should be able to get 2 there. And
No Tail? Ooh, okay.
Okay. Well, there is a Dragon Tail if he really wants to blow it here. Miracle, I don't know if they have enough to really kill No Tail, as they're going to be a bit lacking in damage in all this. Miracle, is he? All right.
It's not worth it. Yeah, I don't think it is. They won't get the kill. They'll have to chase him way too far. He'll get like a second orb off and then mana wasted. So, okay, cool. Yeah, nice little exchange there. So it is, 3 bounty runes, it looks like, for OG. And it is Mind Control who gets the first blood. So Mind Control has some Windlace enabled for bottom. Still a slow hero. He really needs the Earthshaker. And now the fact that they actually used the Fissure early on means the lane positioning now for the Veno is not where he wants it to be. So it's a little bit hard now for Mind Control to start.
Weehaw keeping just enough distance there between him and Thompson, keeping that 4-stack of Jingo out of the way, but Thompson continuing to keep that pressure up and does have the Boundless Strike if he wants to nab that extra bit of lifesteal now if he wants. This is going to be, I think, a fun matchup to watch, because I have to imagine, Fog, this should be favored for the Razor, but you never know with Thompson lanes.
Absolutely, and it's such a perfect. It's so perfect too, right? It's all you're thinking is Weehaw saying, you know, why Monkey King? You know, it just keeps replaying in my head for some reason in this matchup anyway. But we'll see how it does end up going. As the Link, it's going to be very problematic. He can at least dodge some hits and all that with the Mischief, and he is a bit of a speedier hero. 15 movement speed. He's able to just constantly get the Jingoos on the Razor anyway.
Yeah, and if he's able to constantly get those Jingoos, he's not going to be forced out of lane. Next thing you know. Do you think you go like a fast pair of boots here for the Monkey in this matchup just to continue this kind of movement speed advantage? So he's already got him coming out, so...
Maybe he is going to win the lane.
Yeah. It seems
Maybe Monkey
like
King is going to beat Razor. Yeah. We'll see. Level 2 Link is where it gets a lot stronger. Level 1 Link is pretty bad, so that is one thing for Weehaw, and he's going to need it.
No Tail.
Find No Tail.
Continue his run of space creation, though this one does cost him his life. It's still securing Seb a lot of CS, though, in that bottom lane. Especially for a Venomancer lane, I'm sure you can't be too discouraged by that.
No, and we didn't actually get to talk about that initially, is the lane setup, right? This is OG putting this lane down here. They want this Magnus to be soaking the pressure from that Venomancer. They want the Ursa top in this matchup. And mid one, he's going to be getting this decent farm, but Soxa might actually die. He steps up too far.
Yeah, and a little bit of body block. Nice double stun there from Kuro. Kuro, trying to stay heaven windbound. He does manage to get off the Fairy Fire, so he'll be okay. As Thompson, once again, getting those stacks up. And all the damage that Weehaw's doing doesn't matter that much harassment-wise, just because Thompson should be able to get some lifesteal. I don't know, actually. How long does Static Link last compared to his Jingu stacks?
It looks like Jingu lasts a decent amount longer, actually. A good chunk of it. Yeah, so he's actually going to have the exact base damage to counter it, because it's 70 damage that he has, and he had 70 damage stolen. So I think Monkey King's actually going to end up coming up pretty okay in this matchup. He actually going to win because he doesn't have to buy regen, while Razor does have to buy regen. So, okay. Learn something new every day. Yeah, that's pretty wild that he can actually, that Static Link wears out. Because if he had a bunch of damage stolen and his Jingu's going to round out, he's just going to have to lifesteal for a low amount. You know, but because he's able to wait it out, he lifesteals to full every time. And he's actually dodged, I think that's the second time I've seen, he dodged both ticks of the Plasma Field with his Mischief. So he's even making Weehaw use a lot of mana. Thompson's just playing the matchup very nicely, as he would be, right? He's super comfortable with it. And maybe we're also just, you know, putting out there buff Static Link early levels, as it's pretty weak at the start. Yeah. Or maybe even nerf the timing on Seb. Okay, he's going to be all right, but... No nerfs, Cap. Only buffs. We don't want nerfs in Dota. Buff everything. I guess so. Power creep
is real. Invis found for Weehaw, but he doesn't have a bottle, so it's not like it makes much of a difference. And, you know, Fogged, if you were thinking about that saying, why the Monkey King? The follow-up to that is just ban the Monkey King, man.
Just ban the Monkey King. Look at this Monkey King, 1900 net worth, Razor 1300. He's got a good level advantage too. Razor walks up, Orb of Venom boots, gets the Jingu stack. Now it doesn't matter if he gets linked.
Set up in the top lane, this Ursa. He's taking a lot of damage here. Miracle. It's surprising to me that a Dragonite lane is allowed to actually be so offensive. They are almost managing multiple kills here so far. Just the one on Soxa, though.
And they're actually getting like side pulls off. It's very surprising actually. As a Ursa Kato lane, usually you'd be able to push a lane in, especially into a weakish support like Lion. But yeah, they're doing a great job up top on the side of Nigma for Miracle. We actually has to TP out of mid.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Well, that pretty much tills the tale right there. 17-5 compared to 24-13. Weehaw seems like he doesn't really have much of a place to go anymore, especially with the potentially continued boots advantage. I mean, if Thompson managed to get his phase boots before Weehaw gets anything at all.
He has 80 boots. He has 80 move speed on him. There's just nothing they can do unless they have a GH rotation to set up for this. But even then, Thompson, like, he's holding the skill point. Even if you get static linked, you pop Wukongs, your Wukongs is still doing full damage.
Yeah,
so if he does go for that, he can.
They're going to try for it right now, see if they can block him in. He gets the Jingo stacks up. Thompson is going to actually level up there between damage hits to be able to jump into the trees.
Okay. I thought he might actually just pop the ulti, like skill the ult and pop it. But I've seen him do that a couple times too, where he saves that point. It's nicely done to trickle away. And that's definitely a concern for them. If this Monkey King's not getting shut down at all by the Razor, and they're getting farm on all 3 cores, and they have scale, you know, that's going to be a very, very tough position for Nigma to be in.
Yeah, and I'm going to look back to that bottom lane. That is also not going that well. I mean, considering the fact you have a Venomancer. Oh, jump forward. Miracle. He's coming in. He does actually get a bit of mana to be able to save Kuro. No, the blast comes through. And Soxa runs over Kuro with the Coddle Blast. Miracle's going to have to retreat back to the tower. Big Wave is pushing into him as well. With the Siege Wagon, this could be a deadly moment for him as he's going to be chased down. Dragon Tail, turn around. TP coming in from the Earthshaker. He's going to throw it out. Hits mid one as well as Soxa there. Not able to get the kill on the Ursa, but a nice body block from GH leads to Soxa taking a lot more damage. He is very likely to just keep on running here for a while. GH might be able to kill him with the second Fissure, especially if he gets a hit in right now. Tranquil Boots allowing him to catch up. That's why Soxa turned around. He wanted to be able to stop that extra movement speed. The Fissure, though, is enough. GH with a nice read, being able to run down the Keeper of the Light. Nicely done.
I'm still just looking at this mid disparity. It's pretty large. And that's the thing, is that they picked this Razor and fully to shut down this Monkey King pick, and it's not. And Razor as a hero overall, we know he's not in the best position, especially when you're playing versus something like Ursa and these heroes that can get on top of you and just burst you so quickly. So I'm feeling a little bit of concern for Nigma. They're still farming well, at least on the Venomancer and the DK, but they want to be getting very ahead in this laning phase and very ahead in that early start of the game, first 10 minutes.
Yeah, the CS was a little bit discouraging there for Mind Control in comparison to where Seb was at, but I could see Seb had to actually blow a decent amount of net worth on regen. Now they're going to make a full rotation of both supports.
Nice.
They're not messing around anymore. Thompson needs to die.
Nicely done, nicely done. The max level Link too, so now it actually deals in a good amount of impactful damage, and immediately they make the swing top. They could actually look to help out Miracle, and he needs it.
Oh, he's got the stick charges. Dragon Tail up in 1 more second. Okay, now the Enrage is up for mid one. He can try and go for it, but a Fissure surprises him and catches him out. No opportunity for the Enrage, and maybe another kill. Ooh, Soxa does manage to dodge just enough out of range of the Impale now from Kuro, and no chance of death anymore.
These two should just bruise partner. Yeah, just Kuroki and GH move from lane to lane. These independent cores are very strong when you do get enabled by your 2 support rotations like this, because they're strong on their own, but without help, they're quite weak. When they get these two, they actually have kill potential rather than just like this passive laning thing for the Veno and for the Razor.
Yo, you see that? What a heads-up move. Thompson died, and he came back with the dust because he saw that Weehaw had a Invis in his bottle still. So even though he actually
himself
didn't, yeah, he didn't commit the play. He could have popped it underneath tower and maybe seen if he could have actually make that dive happen. Ooh. Running into the two supports. It doesn't really matter too much without the Razor nearby, though, especially as he gets the Jingu stacks up. He's got the backup here of Seb as well, who's been spending quite a lot of time in the jungle and allowing No Tail to try and hold this bottom lane as the puck. The RP is going to be committed here. The two-man Fisher, if they don't commit the RP, they're going to miss the chance of killing down Weehaw.
Guess Seb didn't see GH there at first because he was really just stop canceling it over and over again. Now they're going to look for it as Weehaw is still quite low and they have the Boundless in 5. He has Jingu stack. He still has 1 Jingu stack.
Oh, just outside of range of the Aftershock stun there. Rolling on through, Seb, second opportunity. Uh-oh, the chain stun, Thompson.
They got him.
He's going to die for this relentless aggression between him and Seb. Now they get the level 6 on GH. The Echo Slam goes down. Seb falls as well. 2 cores dying on the side of OG, and a third one en route to the battle. As he's going to go for this kill on a Weehaw, but he's going to get kited around a little bit too much. Dragon tailed up. They're running out of mana, though. GH doesn't have the mana to support any further disables on mid one, so the Ursa will get out. But he didn't get the chance to have a rebuttal there. 8-1 now to the favor of Nigma with a 2,000 net worth lead.
OG with some slip-ups there, just holding on to the RP too long. Nigma turn up with the numbers, and Miracle with a nice TP in. Although he's not going to get many hits on the tower, it's very effective as he's getting the build up toward that Midas, and it opens up the lane for Kuroki up top to get his 6. No Tail looking to punish that. Every time you do see those 5 positions in lanes alone, we'll see that happen. But in the meanwhile, we see Mind Control gets a lot of time bottom, level 8 on the Veno, and he can start to take the tower.
Yeah, No Tail was also gifted a lot of time at the bottom lane. He got a lot of solo experience, and he's going to make use of it here in top lane.
Nice.
Getting the kill onto Kuro. Thompson, though, they can't afford yet another death on this guy. They just keep on bringing multiple cores to this lane. I mean, Fog, it feels like they say, we've got a Thompson problem, and we're going to make sure he gets exterminated in this game.
They're addressing him so nicely, too, especially because they saw that Puck, the one who can actually counter gank, he used Coil top. So immediately they make the move on the Monkey King mid. Coddle can't actually help in that regard in comparison. These two supports on the side of OG, they can't help to set up for kills or to help protect people nearly as much as the side of Nigma does. They need the Coil to pretty much do that, or they just can't actually help.
Yeah, now that Mind Control, as you said, was gifted so much great time at bottom lane, got to a point where he was so dominant, the Magnus rather, couldn't be there. He takes that bottom tower, and now he can camp top lane and say, you know, you're going to have to go through me if you want to even out this map advantage.
And he is into the perfect matchups, right? These 3 melee cores that ideally, especially one of them wants to get a blink. So he is just very good timing, and they're actually going to sandwich up toward him while he's pushing the tower. Look for Sox in the back.
They are going to be able to catch Soxa here. Now, mid one is still looking to be able to take this fight. That's because Thompson is going to be able to hop into the trees. A good position for the Wukong's command. Coil goes out, and they quickly surround Weehaw, bring him down pretty quickly. Nigma just going to go ahead. Not fully back up, though. They might try and go back in with the Wukong's command down, and Miracle still operating with some of his dragon form. They were hoping to still make use of this, but No Tail, get away from that cliff. Miracle was looking to throw the Dragon Tail there over that ledge, but no such luck. And no luck on that rotation there, that smoke rotation. I think they were hoping to catch the Ursa in the act of farming up that Ancient stack.
Yeah, just try to catch the Coddle and just catch the Ursa and slow them down. They do get wards, though, to watch the area. Well, they had them already there, but they get it out of range, and they get to at least identify that stacks are being made, which they probably knew was coming. They swing, take mid tower, so sure, they lose their Razor, but they got what they came for with information. As Seb bottom is forced to use the RP defensively.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt. That's just one more ability on cooldown, which Nigma, they already made that read. They said, okay, if they've blown Coil and they've blown Wukong's command, we just take that mid tower. Now they're gonna retake control over this triangle.
And playing active, as they have to do in the early game. They don't want to give OG downtime to be able to farm with this Magnus, Ursa, Monkey King, very just farm-heavy lineup that OG has gone for, very greedy. And this is exactly what they need to do. Yeah, GH, he walks in, gets himself a nice neutral. They're just farming the Ancients as a group.
Thanks to this defensive ward. Oh. A long-range finger from Kuro will bring down No Tail.
The Dream. And Miracle now, he's able to go for a Midas with this 4K advantage that they have. That's going to be able to at least have him to the position to keep up with this Monkey King, keep up with this Ursa, and be this actual carry, be that one position DK that they need him to be.
Yeah.
This is really, really nicely done so far by Nigma in these last few moments. Just look at this, just swinging around. Everybody always looking for kills, always looking to threaten this passive OG lineup.
I mean, Fucked, I was going to ask you, what do you do as OG when the enemy team takes your triangle? And I think the answer was you take the enemy's triangle, right? But Nigma, they're one step ahead with that great ward, but now they forced enough rotations, they're going to go ahead and punish Mind Control for being so far forward. They saw 3 people at the bottom area of the map. They say, okay, this Venomancer has got to pay for this positioning. He does manage to get off his poison, so it looks like No Tail is 26 charges.
Ooh.
He'll have to pop that to survive.
Yeah, I get, like you said, yeah, great moves from Nigma, and this time they will be able to punch back, but it does feel like OG, it's completely ulti-reliant for them to ever make those moves. While Nigma, they can make non-committed moves a lot easier with this Earthshaker, with this line, with this DK with such a good start. They can easily set these things up. It's a lot harder for OG to force them. Let's see what Sox is able to make happen with his next recalls, because that's one thing that we haven't seen used too much, is just the outnumbering and just the swinging of the map to be able to read stuff. They have a ward bottom, so they right now see that Nigma is postured as at least 3. See if they look to bring the numbers on OG.
Yeah, good opportunity to, because it doesn't take much, right? With this kind of lineup, Nigma definitely have to snowball a victory with a Dragonite carry. On the other side, OG, they've got the Empower with Monkey King and an Ursa. Like, if they are given a static game, they will outfarm Nigma and eventually take over the game.
Absolutely, yeah.
4-10, 3,000 net worth lead. And they do have that vision to bottom lane, but we haven't seen that move you're talking about just yet. Instead, they're going to have 3 sitting at top for now.
Yeah, they're gathering actually top instead. Like I said, it's a fully an ult-reliant team for them to make these aggressive moves. So when Puck Coil is up, they can look to actually make something happen. Thompson doesn't have his, but they at least have like 1 or 2 ults to have something go on. Because, Coddle and Puck, you can't make moves. You don't have stuns.
Yeah.
It's just really tough. As a Blink Dagger already done now on GH.
Oof. That is quite terrifying. It also means he has enough gold that he'll be able to save up for the shard if he wants it. When we start
Mind Control.
20 minutes. Mind Control
They're doing
again.
the recall, but the TP's already out.
Gets away. This fast move from Nigma up to top lane that they were already making. Nice read from GH. He knew exactly where Seb was going to be positioning with that Blink Dagger to try and escape. Seb, he will try and draw out as much time as humanly possible here, but it is very likely he's going to die. Maybe they even get a Finger of Death stack. No, Kuro's going to say, that is a resource I'm not willing to use here, especially level 1 Finger. Thompson, though, does do a little bit of split pushing in the meantime.
He's got the full fighting build, though, on Thompson. Only the 1 point in Primal Spring, so it's a little bit tougher for him to make it work. Now, another recall happening to at least move him out of that top side. Enigma reading the maps perfectly, though, getting these good trade plays as well. Now taking top tower.
Oh, he's getting very aggressive.
Will have a blink soon.
He seems to know the mid one's kind of alone here, and he's going to force something out. It's going to be in the enrage. See if he can get the kill before the rest of the heroes come in, and he will. In fact, now, with the supports here, he's still got a lot of damage. They've got to be very careful in kiting around this Razor, otherwise it could be death for one of them. Weeha trying to escape for the trees, but no such luck. Mind Control. Hot on their heels. GH is going to swing downwards here and maybe catch No Tail with his Blink Dagger. Does long-range Fissure, but unfortunately the Blink doesn't take him far enough to chain that stun.
That was close, though. 1-0-8 on GH, having an excellent game. Already queuing up the shard instantly, of course. And OG, it's just, yeah, it's still the same name of the game for them. Just get the farm. Mid one still not having the Battle Fury, and that's also interesting to point out, is he's still double down for Battle Fury even with the Magnus. Just definitely feeling like he needs it and wants to have the scalability. They want to just take it to late game. Enigma, they don't want that. Look at this invasive play immediately.
Excellent opening with the Echo. This time the Finger of Death will be used, and this time Kuro will collect that stack in order to stop the Ursa. And they can even take some of that hard camp stack. So you can see OG, they are on full-on ratting mode. Thompson, oh, maybe not. Maybe they feel like with this split up here, Weeha is separated enough from his team that they can maybe make a play. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Don't think that was quite close enough to see Thompson. But this move is becoming more and more dangerous as now We does have a lot of heroes behind him. They're going to start off RP into the Wukongs immediately. Just everything they have. Take down the Razor and don't give Nigma the chance to be able to respond. Not even a word.
That's the way they have to with this lineup. It's just a full committal of ultimates. On Nigma, it's much easier for them to just set off these small pickoffs. So now it's where they respond with the Razor, and what does Nigma want to do to hit back as those ultimates will be down? You still have to deal with the puck coil, but they do have a lot of ways to be able to play around that. And Miracle, he's actually, he was going to go for the blink, but he's having a really good time of just walking around and farming. He's just going to get the Radiance.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. Midas into Radiance, like a double farming build. Like, how good can a Dragon... Oh! Seb, still spotted by the ward here, but he will manage to get away.
DKs can scale pretty damn hard, and this miss rate will be annoying for Ursa and Monkey King to actually like itemize first, because they don't want to get the Monkey King bars. Topson is found again by Kuroki.
There's just no way out of this, not with him already using his stuns. So another big pick off for Nigma. Surprisingly, the net worth isn't like cascading their way just yet, but it does feel like OG is having a very hard time for pretty much everybody but mid one. Actually, mid one doesn't even have that much farm. I thought he was going to be the farthest up there, but it's actually Topson. I guess he's just been picked off one too many times by these smoke gangs.
They're just playing the space creation game, and Nigma's playing the full pressure game. And yeah, Nigma's doing a good job of continuing that pressure. It's every time somebody shows in a lane, they just start running at them. Look, Seb shows bottom for like a quarter of a second. 2 heroes start just immediately going for him.
Yeah. No
blink on Miracle, but he's got an arcane rune, so at least he can just pop DK form to just farm and push out these lanes while GH hunts.
This is why Seb is so quick to be able to blink or skewer the way at the moment's notice, just because he is, as you said, kind of in that space creation mode, trying to actually push in lanes and do so aggressively without getting picked off. Now, Thompson's going to try. He might be able to catch him here. GH hits him, the Dragon Tail stun. The rest of OG is coming in hot, though. Saksa, he's going to look to be able to save Thompson, but the Echo is enough to be able to bring down Thompson. There goes a bunch of their damage. Now with Mind Control throwing out the poison, this is going to be a lost fight for OG, as they don't even get the chance for much more than Saksa to get away. Mid one, who is kind of approaching that team fight, will be retreating, but that was just, I think they had vision of him. GH.
It looks like it. Can't quite get him, but Nigma just set up for the fight perfectly. Seb actually blink like behind the shaker to skewer him into the DK to get a good RP, but instead the Echo Slam goes off, breaks the whole initiation, and that was OG. They were actually looking for that fight. Saksa was recalling, maybe looking for some type of number advantage, but Nigma just too fast this game. The way they're moving around the map, they're moving faster than a team which has recall around the map, which says everything.
Yeah, certainly. They start off with a stun onto No Tail, and there's such long-range stunts. Now, Miracle got a little bit low there, but fortunately the Hex stops. Oh, what a boundless strike! Onto 3 with the Wukong's already out. Kuro's certainly dead, and they're going to pull him back in. Seb on the other side. The trap is laid, and OG slam it shut onto Nigma, catching multiple cores, and it looks like they're not going to let Mind Control get away either. A TP out, and he stuns. Oh, they didn't have anything. Well, at least he's able to get away. Nigma retreat with both Weehaw and Mind Control.
And OG finally hit back hard with their big ultimates, as Weehaw is in the midst of all this. He's under his own defensive sentry, so he knows he's a bit safe.
But if he runs for a target, he's going to be spotted by that sentry, Seb. They see him for a moment. He's like, nope, I got to get out of here. Blinks forward. Still has to skewer, waiting for the Razor to reveal himself. Mind Control's actually going to be banned in the jungle here. That's troublesome. He's going to be run down by mid one. He needs one more hit. Fortunately, that low cooldown, thanks to Saksa, mid one is able to stay on top of the Venomancer. Meanwhile, Seb's trying to get away with the skewer. Mid one back into the Ancients. He's going to hop, turn around. He knows he's probably dead, but he just wants to get Kuro's kill. That's a double for him. Maybe he can still kite this out, but mid one, Weehaw, he's going to be able to run him down. Manage to get the slow. Mid one turns around, does what damage he can before his inevitable death.
Big hit back though from OG. They lose their Ursa. He gets 2 kills while dying though, and they get to split push all the lanes. Topson able to force in top super hard. Seb actually somehow surviving, dancing around the Razor during the whole midst of it. So a big win for them. If they can do that and they can just build some time for their ultimates to come back up, that's where they thrive. They have to just play around their ults on OG.
Look at this
15
read.
seconds still Wukong.
The 3-man stun and then the show up. But the Echo comes right in. Maybe to be able to save. We push the edge of the coil, but not quite broken. He's able to steal away the damage from Thompson. Thompson not going to make it out. A double kill for Miracle. The savior of GH protects his boy in Weehaw. They keep him alive. And once again, OG. They try and cobble together some sort of team fight to surprise Nigma. But as you've been saying, man, Nigma have been excellent reads of just moving around constantly.
Yeah, GH in particular, right? 2-1 and 14. He's involved in the majority of the kills. He's always swinging around and getting these stun combos. They almost were able to get at the Razor there. They did do it a little bit before their Wukong was up too, but you can see OG's trying to play a little unpredictable, where it's not, hey, we only are playing with our ults. We'll play with one ult if we can find the opportunity. But yeah, Nigma, again, good reads. And keeping this lead consistent. They can't make too many mistakes, as we said, because the game could snowball out of control for them. So this is still pretty good for them. Level 18 on Miracle. He's still in a very comfortable spot.
Weird part is that, like, because you've seen so many OG games, and I actually have seen it in this game specifically. Seb,
up top.
He's going to get picked off. Miracle use the dragon form for this one. Even if he does manage to get a skewer, he likely will bring the dragon with him. Saksa, he's going to be found on the other side of the map. Nigma not wasting any time whatsoever. Saksa with a really good force staff, but can he get away from all these AoE spells? They guess the wrong direction. They guess right. He goes really? Left. He's still hidden. He blinks, and GH cannot catch up to him. Just a bit too late. Nice space creation there from Saksa.
But instantly, Nigma, they smoke, and they're going to look for mid.
Oh, they're going to spot Thompson. Managed to hit him. Thompson, he's going to have to try. He tried to go for a TP, but Miracle was already there. Again, Nigma, they were just chasing bottom lane, and all of a sudden, they're already into the triangle of OG. Kuro's catching out Saksa as he tried to escape earlier. A blink away from Kuro, though. It looks like Nigma are actually going to call a timeout here. They say, this is good enough for us to Roshan, gents.
40 seconds without Thompson, yeah, for sure. And they've got good ward coverage on the high ground, too. Just these swing arounds. I cannot believe how fast they're setting up these moves. And we're looking at which items have been picked up in the last few moments. My control is Crimson Guard, so they're quite a lot stronger in the fights. They'll see Saksa for a sec. An easy jump from Kuroki with Blink and Finger.
Yeah, now with the Coddle down as well, very, very unlikely that OG is going to be able to contest.
Yeah, no ways of really getting easy vision into the pit either.
Yeah.
The orb can come out from the puck, but N0tail, he's very underfarmed, and Kuroki with Blink can just catch him super easily now. So they're going to just have to give this one up. Does look like. Yeah, Nigma is just, they're sweeping so quick across the map. It really feels like they're the team with Coddle at the moment.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It feels like in some ways they're using the movement speed of their heroes. Like this Razor is just booking it around the map constantly thanks to his passive, the Dragonite. His Blink Dagger in Dragon form, buffing him up as well. They're immediately bottom lane. They just finished up the Roshan. The Aegis was just dropped on the ground, and this fighter's already... Oh, Kuro!
Catches
Hits the impale right as Seb came in for that RP. Now he's just going to have to content himself for maybe a kill on a GH. Mid one's going to get kited around, and Seb, hold that RP for another fight, my friend. You tried, but that timing, it was just too unlucky for Seb. Kuro hitting him with the impale right as he blinked in.
Yeah, these two supports for Nigma really are carrying the fight so hard. All the time they're getting these perfect stuns and setups, and Seb a bit unfortunate on that one there. But again, it's just the way that they can make themselves set up. Like you said, like the Aegis gets picked up and they're already making the move on the Ursa. They're just so fast. They're playing perfectly around OG's slow lineup. Yeah, that's so damn quick.
Yeah, I really think he was trying to hit mid one there, and Seb just blinked right into it. Kuro. We'll never know what the mastermind's thinking there, as he is totally unfazed. As you said, Nigma, in order to win this, they have to play a clean game. And with OG's team fight that they have, like, they can win fights being 6, 8, 10K down.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal swing, phenomenal movement all around, and just getting themselves in this really good advantageous position, even though they've been under the cover of wards some of these times, but OG just are getting outplayed and just getting outmoved anyway, even if they see this coming.
Two heroes at the top lane, so OG, they're going to strike. A nice two-man boundless strike with the Wukong Scout as well. Weehaw is going to look to be able to dance away with that as all that movement speed. He's got to have a haste, and he does. He managed to get away, and they take away the Aegis from Miracle. But OG, they don't look in great shape. And Thompson, at the end of his BKB, gets tagged, not able to jump into the trees. Going to be chain stunned up here as there's going to be a Fissure and an Aftershock stun to chain it together. OG, they take away a life of Nigma, but a life for a life. And that Monkey King is going to be dead for a full minute.
They can fight during their BKBs, but the moment it ends, the jumps, and now Seb, he shows his face.
And he's not going to be able to make it out. Kuro even had the extra damage still in the tank there from the finger, but it wasn't necessary.
So quick with the jumps. Again, both these triple stunners just immediately finding the targets, and now to the high ground. AC finished up just before the fights too for Miracle. There still is a lot of deep push though coming in. They're trying to get the crab, and they will on no tail.
Not even a stun necessary. Past the Hex. Finger. Breathe fire. And this is very likely a lane of barracks for Nigma with a 16,000 net worth lead. They can maybe even go for 2 here because the bottom tier 2 is already taken out. They see mid 1 actually cancel that TP from GH because they saw him being pulled back by the Keeper of the Light.
Always looking for the next thing, though. That's what I'm noticing from the supports from Team Nigma. Even though they're making one thing happen, you're already seeing them looking around the map, looking for the rewards, looking for any type of potential to set up for the next play. Just on point. And now they have all their stuff at the ready again. Even though OG, they have all their stuff at the ready too. Nigma's going to back up and pick up their next set of items and just be in a comfortable position to take the fight anyway, even into all these ults, because of their just this huge net worth disparity. Weehaw, full BKB. Yeah. A lot more survivable.
I was about to say, he was kind of sitting there pretty aggressively, but his BKB was on the way on the courier, and now it feels like in many ways he's kind of untouchable unless OG can strike first with that RP. It feels like at this point, Fogged, OG, they're living entirely off of Seb's big move. If he can get the right kind of RP, maybe this game can stall out, but
it's getting pretty out of hand for sure.
4-man
Miracle, another arcane rune for him. He'll get the jump.
They're going to lead on to mid 1. They were kind of baiting him out, but maybe this bait is a little bit too tasty. Nice 2-man RP. The Wukong's man is out, but the BKB was already activated by Weehaw, so he wasn't chain stunned. And Miracle, he actually man fights mid 1 and gets the kill before he dies. Now it's going to be Thompson inside of his own Wukong's command with no way out. The magic damage is too much for him to handle. And Weehaw, what a comeback for him in this game, man. I'm sure there have been a lot of Weehaw haters saying a lot of things about this man, and I'm sure they were having a mouthful when it came to the first 5 minutes, that laning phase, and him just getting dumpstered by Thompson. But he recovered very nicely in this game, and a big reason why they're able to hold out through that team fight.
Yeah, absolutely. And we see, though, they're able to actually kill Miracle, but the amount that they have to actually use because of this just advantage that Nigma has built up, that's where you're seeing the difference. If they were more on even footing, the DK dies faster, then maybe they can look and set up and get some more kills. But yeah, that big farm definitely coming into play.
And looking back on it, where in your opinion did that advantage come from? Because it certainly wasn't from the laning phase. As we, like the first 5 minutes went pretty well for OG, even if Seb was eventually forced out. He was farming neutrals pretty well. So where did it all turn so badly?
The D2 supports, GH and Kuroki. These two, they handheld the whole mid game, that whole like 7 to 16 plus minutes when Shaker got the Blink Dagger. They just went swooping from lane to lane, finding kills, just nicely too, without having to commit ults. They just had to do their stun combos, and they were able to find them a lot of the time. And just honestly, going for Thompson a lot. He has 9 deaths on the Monkey King. They kind of baited him into these positions where he felt like he could do something on Weehaw, and then he'd get turned on. And now speaking of Weehaw,
yeah. Yules onto Seb, stopping the skewer and ensuring that should be able to fight this still with the BKB coming out. He walks away from the coil pretty easily. His mind control should be able to finish off Seb thanks to the Spirit Vessel. He even throws the E-Blade before Thompson can actually get away. BKB pop, turns around, but honestly, the damage just looks sad as Miracle man fights him inside the Wukong's command, not giving a damn apparently about all these statues. A finger of death will make the difference here as it's Thompson to go down first. All right, says Thompson, and I'm beginning to think that's what OG is saying for this game. It's time. Nigma will take game 1 of this series.
Super clean. Love to see this.